Hello, everybody. It's Kelvin here, and joined as always by Crease.
Hello.
Crease there. How does this show work? Well, if you don't know by now, you never bloody will, but I'll tell you anyway. Crease comes to me with a range of topics, news stories, questions, things that should be interesting to me and to you, and as soon as I grow tired, I ring my little bell and we move on to the next topic on his list. So, Crease, what is the first topic for tonight?
Okay, so the first thing I would like to talk to you about tonight, Kelvin, is one of Crease's hypotheticals. Basically, I've become a little bit obsessed recently with animals that may or may not exist. Strange biological creatures that could exist, but if we're honest, probably don't.
Okay.
My question to you is, I've become particularly obsessed with Bigfoot. You're aware of Bigfoot?
Yeah.
A Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know, what is Bigfoot, Kelvin?
Well, I mean, other than a hoax. Well, now, was it a hoax? Was it a hoax first? It probably wasn't a hoax first. It was probably just a story first, wasn't it? It was probably like a folk story.
Right.
That has since become a hoax.
Hoax? You think it's a
You
hoax?
actually, well, so you actually believe that there is or was?
I think there could be something to it.
You still think that even in this day and age, I'm not talking about 100 years ago or even 50 years ago, you believe that in this day and age there is a chance that we still have
We discover new
Sasquatches,
species.
abominable snowmen,
discover
Bigfoot, something walking around.
We discover new species all the time.
Yeah, I think we probably would have noticed an enormous hairy man.
Well,
I still think.
I forgot that we have teams of police marching 2 metres apart through the densest forest on the planet, sometimes fathoms deep.
Fine.
We know more about the dark side of the moon than we know about our
Bigfoot.
deepest oceans.
Yeah, but Bigfoot doesn't live in the ocean, does he?
No, but I'm saying there could be... Yeah, giant squid. You'd have laughed at giant squid till we fucking found them.
No, I don't think I would have, actually. Because there's a clear difference between a giant squid, which is just a squid that's bigger than other squids.
As opposed to Bigfoot, which is not just a big man that's hairy.
But he isn't, though, is he? That's the whole point. He's not just a big hairy man. Because I do believe in big hairy men. My dad is one of them. My point is that I don't believe that there is a hybrid or a kind of a halfway house between like an ape or a prehistoric man or something like that and an actual modern man. I don't believe that.
Cryptozoology. I've remembered its name.
So
put that in.
No. Oh, yeah. So what do you think it is then? I'm fascinated. Do you think there's a chance? What percentage chance?
I think there's a chance.
What percentage chance? What percentage chance?
3%.
3%?
Yeah.
That is 2.5% higher than I myself would
Oh, but you admit there is a chance that there's a Bigfoot wandering around.
There's a chance that there is an enormous dragon living at the centre of the planet. There is a chance that there
It's very hot.
That's true. Maybe that's why. Maybe he's not. It's no lava in the centre.
No, it's just a very angry dragon.
Yeah, volcanoes are just the spots of the dragon.
Like their nostrils sticking out.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I'm willing to believe that Godzilla could be living under the sea.
No, but that's less likely.
But it may be less likely, but it's only, we're talking, that's like 0.4% chance, and Bigfoot is 0.5% chance. Do you see what I mean?
No, I don't disagree.
You think they're that bigger? Right, okay.
I think there's a chance.
You think there's more chance?
If you want to argue about the Loch Ness Monster, I'll listen to you. Loch Ness, it's a limited size.
So what do you think it does? Do you think it has a big... Okay, I'm going to describe some things to you. So do you think it has hair all over its body?
Probably, yeah.
Do you think it walks upright?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Do you think it has a hairy face?
Potentially.
Do you think it has sharp, pointy teeth?
No. I don't think it was ever described as having sharp, pointy teeth, has it?
Does it have a bowler hat? This is like Guess Who, basically.
It is like guessing. No, I think it... Do you ever see Harry and the Hendersons?
I have seen Harry and Henderson. You think that is based on scientific fact, do you? You think that's an accurate depiction of Bigfoot?
No, because he's friendly, and I don't think Bigfoot would necessarily be friendly.
No.
I think it would be...
Would it be a savage beast, do you
No,
think?
I think it would be a reclusive beast. I think it would be one that shied away
But it wouldn't be a beast. I mean, again, it's not a beast, it's a community, so they'd have to all be reclusive.
No,
you
not
couldn't have
necessarily.
one
Not
outgoing
necessarily
Bigfoot.
Well, it'd be a community
couldn't
in the
have
sense
one-
of that a gorilla's a community. You know what I mean?
But I mean, again, we have found gorillas because gorillas are great big fuck-off apes, bigger than a man. And yet you're saying that they are an equivalent thing. Well, if they're an equivalent thing, why haven't we found Bigfoot? But we have found the fucking gorillas.
Might be more reclusive. Bigger forests.
There's not one outgoing Bigfoot. There's not like one...
Well, there was. We caught it on video.
There's not one... There's not like one rebellious Bigfoot.
But yeah. And he got caught on video and was like, fuck. Cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
Skulks off back into the forest.
One who, if there was a TV show about Bigfoots, would be the one who said, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to see the big wide world.
I don't think they refer to themselves as Big Feet. They probably have a name
Another
for
name for
their
themselves.
people. Yeah.
The Dujuna.
The Dujuna. I think the Dujuna could exist in a small community. In the same way that there's Amazonian tribes that we haven't fucking found.
I bet there aren't.
There are.
How do you know? We haven't found them.
Well, you know what I mean. Well, yeah, all right.
How do you know? There could be no more. Could have found, for all you know, we could have found every single species on this planet now.
We could have,
Even
but we haven't.
Every day.
Coelacanths. These coelacanths were dead for millions of years. They fucking turned up in a lake in Australia,
that's right. But we found them.
In the same way
What was the actual question here?
What is Bigfoot?
What is Bigfoot? I mean, it's obviously nonsense, but I suppose if it's anything, it's going to be, as you say, it's going to be like an ape. But I mean, is it going to be an ape? Or is it going to be like a big? Is it just a big monster? I mean, that is what people are describing.
No, it's
is it
a
bigger
monster.
Than a man?
Yes.
Is it
Bigfoot gives it away.
Right, how much bigger? Twice the size of a man?
Probably 4 or 5 times the size of an average man.
Is it as big as an elephant?
It possibly.
Okay, it's a man.
It's probably 6'8".
And what about its feet? Because people always bang on about its feet as if the feet are unusually big.
They are.
No, it's presumably its feet are meant to be in proportion to its body. What it's not meant to be is meant to be like a very thin, petite
but that doesn't
man,
work, does it, Kelvin? Because you could say, well, surely a frog has to have feet in proportion with its body.
No,
but a frog doesn't have feet in proportion to its body, does it?
But which is why a frog could actually be called Bigfoot and be accurate. You could say it's possible that frogs could have had as an alternative name Big Feet. They could have been called Big Feet.
But you're right. I mean,
because they have big feet. My point is...
Well, we could have called it slightly larger than average man. But we don't call it slightly than average man. We call it Bigfoot.
But its body's big. It's big head. It's big shoulders. It's big willy.
Yes, but how do we know about it?
Why haven't we been calling it Big Bum for the last 100 years?
Because it would take offence to that. Probably why it skulked off.
Do you know what I mean? Why is its
feet? Because his feet leave the fucking tracks. If it walked around on its nose, we'd call it Big Nose.
Right, okay.
If he left an impression of his testicles on the floor, we'd call it Big Balls. But we don't. It walks around on its feet. Its feet are the things we found tracks of. It's called Bigfoot.
Maybe it doesn't even have a body. Maybe
it's just a pair of feet.
Maybe it's just a pair of feet with a
mouse on stilts. A mouse is holding on to the stilts with some big feet on the bottom of the stilts and it walks around. You fucking idiot.
Next topic, Crease.
Okie doke. I'm going to be a father in a month's time. I am going to be a daddy. I would like to know, Kelvin, seeing as I am soon to have an addition to my family, under what circumstances would you adopt a child?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Under the circumstances that it was a fully grown adult that could look after itself and didn't want any affection, time, or money.
Okay.
So possibly I would want to adopt a wealthy banker. Someone like that, yeah.
Oh, you have to adopt a baby, a screaming baby. You have to adopt a screaming baby. For as of next month, same time as me, you're going to have to adopt a screaming child.
So are you trying to palm me off on yours?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want kids. I don't want kids.
Not interested.
Not really, no. I find they're like grown people but stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Not really.
Well, they're just, everything that a grown person can do, children can't. They can't feed themselves, they can't wipe
So in
themselves.
many ways, they're nothing like a grown person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they're nothing like... But grown people look completely different as well.
Well, they're bigger as well. I mean, obviously, they're like a
So what you mean is they're nothing like
version.
grown people, and they're stupid as well.
Which is precisely why I don't like them. I like grown people.
You like grown-up people?
Yes.
Sure.
But the fact is, even smart children, even young children that people... when you get mums that say, oh, he's ever so clever for his age, he's tremendously advanced. I mean, for a baby or for a kid, they might be advanced, but for an adult, they are
still very
way
stupid.
behind. They are seriously behind. They're not as clever as me, for example.
They don't have a credit card.
I'm not saying I'm particularly clever.
No.
But I am cleverer than children.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Do you know how to arrange a letter correctly on a computer?
You can't emotionally engage with a child.
No.
In that you can't have a conversation about the meaning of death.
Sure.
So I don't know. I mean, no. In which circumstances? But that isn't your question. Your question isn't, do I want kids? It is
No, it was under what circumstances would you adopt a child?
I mean, that is an important distinction. And I suppose if I therefore have to...
In fact, let's say that in a tragic accident, my fiancé and I are killed.
Yes.
And you have to... Would you look after...
Tragic for you. Tragic for you, not tragic for me.
No.
Because I'm still alive.
Of course. In fact, you'll feel even better. You'll never feel more alive than when you attend my funeral.
Yeah.
But I'm serious, and I stipulate in my will, I say, it must go to my good friend Kelvin. Would you accept it? Oh, man. You'd be dreadful.
No, funnily enough, because you're dead, I probably wouldn't, because I'd say, oh, well, he won't know. He won't know.
What if every time you went to bed, you heard clanking of chains outside your door?
Right.
Why?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
No, I suppose if somebody I loved had died,
Yeah.
you or a family member, something like that, and there was still
That's the loveliest thing you've ever said.
not sexually.
No, but even in a brotherly kind of way. Is it like a fraternal love?
It's a fraternal love, yes.
Oh, man, that's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Well, I won't say it
I
again
might
in
have to
that
take
case.
a moment. I'm welling up a little bit.
Well, I am
here.
about to describe you dying, so let's get some perspective.
Okay, yeah,
here.
carry on.
If you died, would I take your child on? No. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, no. I wouldn't want your kid, and your kid wouldn't want to live with me.
No, I wouldn't really want my kid living with you.
No.
But under the circumstances...
In fact, I would go so far...
you do a good job. I
can tell you right now that if they came to me and they said, here's Crease's baby, since him and his partner died, there's the baby, they want you to have it. If the only way I could get out of it was to molest your child, I would do that, Crease. I wouldn't take pleasure in it.
No.
But I would basically. I might just.
Would you
kiss
moon it?
Maybe I wouldn't do something, but I wouldn't do something that would get me arrested or thrown in jail. Because I don't want to go to jail as a paedophile.
Yeah.
I would rather look after your kid.
Of course, yeah.
Than be a jailed paedophile.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I don't think. But I wouldn't do anything. No, I wouldn't do anything that would get me arrested. What
Sure.
I think I would do is I would do something that Child Protection Services would be just kind of dubious enough about that they wouldn't want to leave it with.
Sure.
Me. So, for example, I would. I'd pick it up. I'd lift its bottom to my mouth and say, "Which end do I talk into?" I'd do something like that where they would just say, do you know what, this isn't a good idea. I know it was specified in Crease's will, but this isn't a good idea. Something like nothing that's going to get me.
No.
I would just...
Would you maybe come to the door with a baking tray?
Yeah.
And then when they hand you the baby, put the baby on the baking tray and go, that's never going to work.
Yeah, that's
And then
it.
and go get a bigger baking tray.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filled with freshly prepared vegetables and stuff
That's
like
right.
that. And yeah.
So that's what I'd do.
Sure.
Nothing that would actually get me locked up.
No.
But
enough to be concerning.
But so that they would say, this isn't a good idea.
No.
This isn't a good idea.
Sure.
I mean, it has to be said, though, this isn't what you asked. You asked you effectively were asking, if I had to adopt a baby, would I?
Under what
circumstances would I? I mean, let's be honest, I would probably adopt a child if it was going to inherit a lot of money when it was older.
Okay.
If there was a thing that said, when it's
a millionaire's baby,
16 or 18 or whatever,
Yep.
it will come into a lot of money.
a trust fund.
Then, yeah, I'd probably adopt it.
Would you indoctrinate it? Would you say, now, Kelvin is a good man, and Kelvin should receive all your gifts?
Yeah.
Would you, from a young age, like you serve it out some peas, and then you say, no, Kelvin has all your peas.
Yes.
And you'd make it
Kelvin deserves the peas.
Kelvin deserves the peas, and you'd make it scrape its peas onto your plate.
Yes. Yes.
You know, every time it did something, oh, look, I won this today in school. Kelvin deserves that certificate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it says Jimmy. Kelvin deserves that certificate,
That's right.
doesn't he? Kelvin is a good guy.
That's right. That's exactly what I would
Yeah.
do. I would slowly break down its sense of self-worth. In fact, I wouldn't even imbue it with a sense of self-worth. I would raise it to have no worth. That's what I would do. I would indoctrinate a millionaire's child into being worthless and giving me his money.
You're a moral man, Kelvin.
I'm a moral man.
You're a moral man.
I wouldn't force it.
You've got a strong moral
I
compass.
wouldn't force it. I would make it. I would make it force itself.
Strong moral compass, Kelvin. I like that.
I like to think so.
That'll do.
That'll do. Next topic.
Next topic, Kelvin, is I want to talk about things I've learnt this week.
Okay, why not?
This is a section.
Is there a section? Do we have a theme for this?
I don't do with a theme.
No.
No.
So no.
So these are things Crease has learnt this week.
Right.
I learned to drive a tractor.
You learned to drive a tractor.
I can drive a tractor now.
So you've learned to. Why have you learned to drive a tractor?
Because I work at a farm, so I've learned to drive a tractor. They said, "Do you want to learn how to drive a tractor?" And I said,
It's
"Yes."
in the job description. Farmer.
In that farmer,
tractor.
you're going to have to be. You're going to have to learn how to drive a tractor. So I've learned how to drive a tractor. It's a bit strange. I've got like one of these little. I can't know what they call them. You know, when the American cars have a little thing beside the steering wheel.
Is it an easy
that
test?
You push forward
right.
to drive on the
Right.
steering wheel.
Okay.
And you go like you pull it up to go forwards.
Yes.
They have them in America. Anyway,
go on.
Anyway, so my question to you is,
Yeah.
seeing as I've just learnt this new skill, is what vehicle? You can have any vehicle you want. What vehicle would you like to learn, and what would you do with it?
Am I limited by size?
No, so long as it can be piloted or controlled
yeah.
by one person.
Right.
No, that's rubbish. No, you can learn to drive something that needs more than one person, but you would have to be the sole person. So if you want to, like, I don't know, fly 747s,
Okay,
you'd have to be the pilot. You
Okay.
couldn't like, be the navigator
Okay.
or whatever.
Let's not.
Okay.
I don't know. Submarines would be quite interesting.
That'd be cool,
but the
wouldn't
problem is with thinking like a submarine is I imagine controlling a submarine would be great fun. But really, what I mean is using a periscope would be good fun.
Yeah.
Because actually, you don't drive. There's not like one person who sits down in a
With a
chair
stick.
with a steering wheel and a stick and controls the submarine.
Isn't there?
No, there's just a man that goes, man on the left, and then they'll go, man on the right, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to drive a submarine. I don't know.
Are you implying there are men under the
No,
water?
I mean that there are people that
Watch
can
out, man on the
drive-
left!
No,
Don't hit that man!
I just mean that there are people who are sat in the submarine who control the submarine and who take orders.
Well, I think a submarine's a shit thing to say because you
Right.
can't even look out of it.
Sonar.
Cool.
Oh no, that would be rubbish actually.
Well, you can, but you just have to get a
No,
sonar
actually, you know what? I
picture
completely
back.
retract that. I don't want to do
Yeah.
some of those at all. Some sort of a, well, I mean, obvious. I mean, actually, I can. I mean, the obvious answer is not. It's not funny. But then neither was my last answer. No, it's like a plane. It's a jet plane.
A big jet plane or like a fighter.
No, a fighter jet would be amazing.
Oh, yeah, well,
to be able to fly a jet around doing stunts.
Harrier jump jets. You can
Well,
hover.
all these kind of things. Anything which can go really, really fast and which would be like driving a really fast roller coaster.
Okay.
Driving a roller coaster. I would like to be a roller
think that's
coaster
good?
driver. Well, I think that'd be good fun.
You fix track.
No, well, I don't mean. Well, no, I suppose you don't really have a driver of a roller
No.
coaster, do you? No.
You got
All
the
right,
guy
well,
who
like
pulls
a jet plane
the-
or something like that. I mean, something like that, or a helicopter. Someone that
Helicopter would be
that
very
helicopter
cool.
pilot would be quite
Helicopter
cool.
would be awesome. You could fly anywhere you wanted.
Yeah.
What about a jetpack?
A jetpack would be good. I tell you what, I wouldn't want. What I wouldn't want to fly is a zeppelin
Really?
because your reputation would be forever tarnished by the Hindenburg disaster. That's all I can think of when I think of.
But you see, I think like the Goodyear blimp's been going for a very long time. Do you know why? Helium.
Yeah, I guess
Helium,
so.
not hydrogen anymore. You don't have to worry. In fact, there's a brand new airship researched by the US military.
Right.
It's the world's largest airship, and it's going to use for carrying tanks and stuff. I think that's awesome. It's got an amazing like lift technology in it that means it can carry like 17
Horse.
tanks.
What about horse?
Piloting a horse?
Can I pilot a horse? I'd
Well,
quite like to
horse would be
pilot a horse.
rubbish. It just breaks one leg and then it's
Well,
useless to you.
You have done riding. You
I
would
do
know.
ride. I
do you
do ride
like
horses.
riding horses?
I do, but I find them limited.
Yeah, but if you were really good at it, I mean, I'm not
Oh,
saying
if you were
you're not,
really
but
good at it.
but
No,
if you were really good at it, you
good
could
at
go
it.
really fast and you could do like loads of cool stunts on it and stuff.
Stunts.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm
What
not
you
talking
mean?
about
You
cartwheels,
mean like,
but
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
you know what I mean.
You like run up a jump and then
you know what I
as you sort of you can sort of like lift your legs off and put them to the side of the
I mean,
horse.
jumping
and then,
over a low fence. If I could jump over a
a
low
low
fence,
fence, not a high fence.
No,
a low
they
fence.
can't jump over high fences, can they?
No.
No, they jump over low fences.
But they're very quick. I mean, it feels very quick.
It
when
must
you're on the
feel
back of them.
fast, though.
It is pretty cool, actually.
I think it'd be quite good to pilot
Yeah.
a horse.
Going back to your Hindenburg thing.
Yes.
Do you automatically, when you get on a ferry, think, oh, fuck, Titanic?
No, I don't. No, but I suppose there's always... I have to say, whenever I go on a boat, I think about Jaws.
I know that's a logical thing. You forgot a battle plan for
Yeah.
that. You've got a battle plan for being attacked by a giant mutant shark. Was he a giant mutant shark?
Of course it wasn't a mutant shark. It was just a big shark. It was just a great white shark. It was a big shark. It was a big shark.
It's bigger than the average great white. I mean, great whites do get to a
Yogi,
size.
it's like the Yogi Bear of sharks.
Yogi Bear of
It was
sharks.
bigger
Just
than
bigger
the
than the
average
average.
shark. Boo boo.
And he did love eating picnic baskets. So,
He did, yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much this one wraps up.
fair enough.
I think we've covered all the ground. Next.
The next topic, we've got 2 by Birdie.
Right.
Living in the city versus living in the countryside. This is going to be good, I think, because...
Yeah, because you and I are split along this particular divide.
We are.
Yes.
I am a bumpkin, a pretentious country bumpkin.
You are a pretentious country bumpkin.
Yes.
And I I like to suckle the urban tit.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
But you're wrong. Because cities are smelly, they're unfriendly, they're full of concrete.
I think for a start,
They're
that's
depressed.
spectacularly ignorant comment to make. They're not unpleasant place to be. I mean, people are...
Exciting.
I mean, in fact, you got half of those things describe this countryside anyway.
No, they're not.
The countryside is
isn't
smelly.
unfriendly.
It's certainly smelly.
Smelly in a different way. It's not the smell
In a
of
worse
fucking-
way.
Smog? Pollution?
Well, obviously, but you don't really notice those things in most countries.
Nah, but when you're in the countryside, you do. Yeah, it's crisp, clean air.
In
You
the
do.
country,
the
you're...
seaside, people's air problems, what are they called? Respiratory diseases.
Yeah.
Get better when you're by the seaside. Because you know, you've got
Yeah,
to
but you're
breathe the
kept
fresh
up
sea
all
air.
night by seagulls. In fact, here's what we're going to do. You're going to
Okay.
list a bunch of advantages to the country, and
Okay.
I'm going to tell you... I'll be honest. I'll tell you whether I
Okay.
can accept any of them as legitimate.
This is a generalisation, but as a rule, people
Just list
are
them. Just list.
people are
Just
friendlier
in the country.
in the countryside.
But I don't want to be talking to people. I want people to keep their head down and just keep on walking. So yeah, sure, maybe in the country they are friendlier. Maybe. I still don't think that's necessarily true. But let's assume it is. I don't want them to be friendlier. I don't want to have to make polite chit-chat with people. I don't want to have to talk inane rubbish with people. I just want to be able to get on with my life. I want to be able to walk from A to B without 10 people saying, morning, morning. Just fuck off. I want head down, mind your own business. That doesn't count. Next one.
Living off the land or as close to nature as possible is more beneficial for your health.
I want to die young. Well, all right, I'm nearer to a hospital in the town.
That's true, actually.
I'm nearer to a hospital.
I'm more likely to die of
So
a
if
stroke.
I'm going to die...
That's true,
if
I'm more likely to die of a
yeah,
stroke.
If I'm going to die of a respiratory disease, I'd rather be nearer the hospital. So,
Flowers.
I have hay fever.
Animals.
I hate animals. They're noisy, stupid, smelly,
Birds.
are annoying, squawking twats.
Rivers. Beautiful streams.
I know it's true.
in the-
I can't think of any rivers in London. Not one river. I can't. If only I could think of one river in London.
No, but...
We'll leave that to the listeners to decide who won that argument. Next.
I can't find my bit of paper. Where are we? Oh, this is good.
Right.
This is another one by Birdie.
Right.
First crushes.
I don't actually know who my very first crush was.
Chitara from Thundercat.
Really?
I'm not kidding you.
So you were a
And
lecture
also, I
even
think
when
it
you were
was-
a child?
I think it was a symbolism because if you remember, she had a very short
She did,
pole.
she had a
and
pole
when she
that-
wrapped her hands around it, it grew in length.
Okay. I have to say, it's sad, but genuinely probably one of my first ones was a cartoon character. It was Ariel from The Little Mermaid. The bit, because she gets naked, doesn't she?
I've never seen The Little
Are you
Mermaid.
kidding me?
No, I had an argument with somebody
The
about.
evil sea witch, Ursula,
Yes,
who is
an octopus, half octopus.
half octopus, half purple Pat Butcher, and she made a deal with the Little Mermaid that in exchange for her voice, she would turn Ariel into a human.
human,
And
yes.
Ariel's previously unattractive fishtail transformed into the naked legs of a young woman. And I emphasise I was a child when I thought this. And to my young mind, that was like, oh my goodness, there is a naked lady with legs. Which is yeah, well, you do. I mean, you don't she doesn't have a funny. She doesn't it's not like
a clamshell over
they haven't
it.
animated a funny or whatever. But they have animated but she was like, she had, she was naked, but it was in profile and it was like a silhouette, but with just enough to tease my young developing sexuality.
Ah,
yes,
that's true. What about real humans rather than
real
fictional?
humans? Well, I don't want to name anyone from school, but I know I was like, I can remember I fancy people at school, but that's not really a very interesting or funny story. I don't know. Did you have any particularly interesting crushes?
I'm just trying to think. I mean, there was a teacher when I was in school, and I remember thinking, oh, isn't she pretty? But then I probably wasn't fully aware of why.
Well,
I
you're
thought
not
she
when
was,
you're younger, are you? You're not aware when you're younger of sexuality. That's the thing. You're not aware. You're genuinely not aware of it. In fact, a lot of the time you kind of think you like a person.
I probably thought
you like a person a lot, but you don't know why. You can't, or you just kind of
want to be a friend.
You just want to be around.
I want to be a friend. Yeah, I probably want to be a friend.
And you don't really even understand sexuality. I can remember when I was a kid. Me and my brother used to share a bath.
Right.
And I need to clarify the story quickly. I know. No, when I was younger, me and my brother used to share a bath, and I would have been, I don't know how old I would have been. Say 6, maybe 6, 7, and even at that young age, I was getting erections. Yeah. Right. Well, I was probably just starting to get erections.
Of course. Yeah.
And I used to lie on my back in the bath.
Oh God.
And he used to use my erect penis as if it was like the lever that guided a boat. And the idea was that he would use my penis like the joystick. He used my. He used to use my penis, my erect penis, as if it was like the joystick of a boat. And we would lie in the bath, and I would kind of go up and down the sides of the bath, while he would manipulate my cock. And pretend that I was, we were soaring down a beautiful sunny river.
God.
And that's what we used to do. We used to do that, and I would just lie there quite happy.
How the fuck have we got from first questions to your brother wanking you off in a bath?
Well, he didn't wank me off. I mean, it's very important to say. He never wanked me off. There was no... Because you don't control a boat by rhythmically pounding on the gear stick, do you? What you do is you just roughly manipulate it. Up, down, left, right, and that guides the boat where you want it to go. And that's what he did. So there we are.
Oh, please ring the bell.
Yes.
Please. Oh.
He won't be forgiving me for that story, if he ever hears that. If he ever hears I told that story.
Oh, God, I'm actually crying. Okay. Oh, God.
I can't decide whether I'll cut that or not. I don't know.
Anyway. Oh, God.
Right, I guess that's it.
That'll do.
That'll do. Right, so thank you for listening, everybody. That's the end of our show. And if you want to follow us, we're on all the sort of social media places. We're Radioface Comedy. That's just Radioface Comedy. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're on all those. If you want to email us, you can. That's radiofacecomedy@gmail.com. And that's it, basically. That's us finished. So thank you very much for listening. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.